Hi class, it's Miss Alauna. Welcome to story time. I have such a fun book. It's called Max and Mo, Let's Go Apple Picking. So it's going to be so much fun. So put on your listening ears and get ready. Let's go apple picking. Max and Mo were best friends. That's Max and Mo. They lived in a school in the art room in a cozy cage. The big ones fed them corn. No more corn, they said. Max scratched his chin. How can we tell them? Mo scratched his ears. I will make signs. New food, they shouted, but nothing happened. The big ones were gone. Mo read their sign. We went apple picking. Get ready for some applesauce. For us, they said. I cannot wait, said Max. Let's go, said Mo. They climbed up. They slid down. Apples, they sniffed. Not here, said Max. Here, said Mo. Hide! They watched. Apples got cut. Apples got cooked. And apple bits dropped. I cannot wait! Max ran out. Oh no! Cried Mo. Safe, they sighed. When the big ones left, they got busy. Max licked. Applesauce, yum! Mo picked. Apple bits, yum! We are apple pickin', they said. They took a knife. They each grabbed an end. Up and down they went. Split! Slip! Splash! Lift! Flip! We made an apple print. More, they cheered. Now cut across, said Mo. Look, a star, they sang. More! Done, said Mo. They held up their sign. Apple picking is fun. The end. Okay, for our next book, it is called Sherman Crunchley. It's about a dog. So get ready. Okay, Sherman Crunchley. Sherman Crunchley was a police officer. His great, you get the idea, grandfather was the first ever chief of police in Biscuit City. A Crunchley had been the chief of police ever since, including Sherman's great-grandmother, Weaselda Crunchley. Kirby Crunchley, Sherman's father, was the current chief. In a month, when his father retired, Sherman was in line to take his place. But Sherman hated being a police officer. He only did it because it was expected of him. Sherman's problem was that he was too nice. He couldn't bear to say no to anyone or anything. When someone pleaded, "Please don't give me a parking ticket," he would say, "Well, okay," and look the other way. If he had to break up a fight, he would run in with a box of donuts and yell, "Free snacks!" to distract everyone. He ended up doing all the boring paperwork at the office because he was the only one who never said no to the sergeant. Sherman really didn't enjoy anything about his job, except maybe the hat. Sherman loved all kinds of hats. He had so many hats, he hardly had any room for anything else. At the end of every miserable day, Sherman made himself feel better by trying on his hats. One evening, when Sherman was trying on his sombrero, his mother phoned. She was planning a retirement party for his father. "Will you be in charge of party favors?" she asked. Sherman said yes because he couldn't say no. But he was going to have to tell his father. He didn't want to be the chief of police. That meant having to say no, and somehow he had to do it before the party. He decided to go to the library for help. Sherman found the perfect book, How to Say No. When he got home, Sherman realized it was a book about how to say no in foreign languages. He read it anyways. By the time he finished, he could say no in Japanese, Spanish, French, and several languages he'd never even heard of. But he still couldn't say no to his father. Then that night, Sherman couldn't sleep. While he was watching the Late, You Get the Idea show, he saw a commercial. It was for a video called Must Say No. He ordered it with special next day delivery. When it arrived, Sherman ripped open the box. The video was how to race snails. They had sent him the wrong tape. He called the number on the box to complain. A nice lady answered. "Hello," she said. "Were you pleased with the tape, sir?" Sherman said yes and hung up. The party was coming up soon, and Sherman was growing more and more upset. When Sherman got upset, he liked to buy a new hat. He looked through the newspaper to see if there were any hats on sale. On the last page, he saw an ad that made him very excited. "Want to lose weight? Are you afraid of the dark? See me for Professor Hamboni, world's greatest hypnotist." That was it. If Sherman got hypnotized, he'd be able to tell his father. Oops. Sherman called Professor Hamboni. The professor told him to come over right away. When he knocked on Professor Hamboni's door, a small dog wearing a big turban answered. "Nice hat," said Sherman. When he told Hamboni his problem, "I can help you," said Professor Hamboni. He sat Sherman down in a chair and swung a golden dog tag slowly in front of Sherman's eyes. "You are getting sleepy," he said. Sherman fell asleep immediately. "When you wake up, you will say, 'No, I don't want to be the chief of police,'" Professor Hamboni told Sherman. Then he tapped Sherman on the shoulder. Sherman woke up. "I don't want to be the thief of the fleas," he said. The professor tried again. When Sherman woke up, he said, "I don't want to be the chief of slow geese." One more time, said Professor Hamboni, bringing out his special crystal. This time Sherman said, I don't want to be the beef or the cheese. I give up, said Professor Hamboni. Sherman gave up too. It looked as if he was going to be Biscuit City's next chief of police after all. At home, there was a message from his mother reminding him that the party was in 2 days. Sherman sighed and got to work on the party favors. He had decided to make everyone a different kind of hat. Even though he had fun creating them, Sherman was heartbroken. Then as he was decorating a hat, he had an idea, a wild and crazy idea. But could he do it? Would he be able to pull it off? That night of the party, Sherman was really nervous. He watched while everyone danced and admired one another's party's hats. Finally, it was time for Sherman's father to pass the Biscuit City Chief of Police badge on to his son. Sherman's mother said, Please find your seat by looking at the place cards Sherman made. Everyone sat down. Sherman's father looked around the table. Sherman, is this some kind of joke? He demanded. Sherman stood up slowly. I have a confession to make, he mumbled. I don't like being a police officer. I never have. I just couldn't say no. The crowd gasped. His mother fainted. Sherman waited for his father to start yelling. But his father began laughing instead. He laughed and he laughed. And, well, you get the idea. I have a confession too, son, his father said. I don't really want to retire. I was only doing it because I thought you wanted to be the chief of police, and how could I say no to you? Sherman heaved a big sigh of relief. I guess you're the new old chief of police, he said. Hip, hip, hooray, Cousin Dudley shouted. Everyone cheered, including Sherman's mother. Would you like a job in the cafeteria? His father asked. Sherman thought for a second. No, thank you, he answered. Well said, his father replied. Then what are you going to do, Sherman? His mother asked. Oh, I'm sure I'll figure something out, said Sherman. Look! He opened up a hat shop. Miss Dog says, Do you think this is too fancy for me? Sherman says, No. Miss Dog says, Do you mind if I just browse? Sherman says, Nope. Miss Dog says, Do you ever miss police work? And Sherman says, No. Oh, that was such a fun book. Those were fun books we just read. Thank you so much for reading with me. I will see you guys next time. Bye.